They were very thick, they were very black.
It's not the look Nancy Webster Camichis was hoping for when she paid $400 for microblading.
I was very disappointed to walk out, and I hid my face. I hid my eyebrows for 2 weeks with large glasses.
Nancy wanted the procedure to fill in the hair loss on her brows from age and years of overplucking.
And I wanted just to get more of an evenness in the eyebrow.
Here's how microblading works. It's a style of cosmetic tattooing, and with a tool like this, it has tiny needles on the end of it. Small incisions are made along the brow to mimic hair. After the cuts are made, ink is then placed over the cuts, filling in the top layer of brow skin. And if done right, you can see in these before and after pictures a more natural, fuller brow look. But not all have the same results.
A lot of scabbing. I had a lot of actually sloughing off.
Soon after Nancy had microblading, she says there were problems with it.
I had a red area of like infection underneath the brow and above the brow, which was very concerning to me.
And Nancy's story is not unique to Sigurd York.
We're seeing crazy things. People are arriving, they see infections, they're just discolorations, there's just a lot of problems.
York, a licensed esthetician and cosmetic tattoo artist in the Triangle with 30 years experience in the industry, says the growing popularity of microblading has more and more businesses and people offering the service.
Public safety is at risk here. There's no regulation in terms of training.
In North Carolina, the only requirement to offer microblading, you do need a tattoo permit. Other than that, there's no required training.
The biggest concern is the complications from microblading, because they go into the skin and where they're placing it is either too deep, and then people are coming back, they have scars, and then either work to correct the scar, it might not be reversible.
York says who you choose to do the microblading could make all the difference when it comes to the look you're trying to get.
The person should be well trained in color theory, they need to be well trained in the study of the face and what brow shape flatters that the most.
She says at the very least you should have a consultation to make sure you're even a candidate for microblading.
And it's a big deal. Not everybody is a good candidate. Are they on blood thinners? Have they had an organ transplant? Are they diabetic? Are they going to have a poor healing?
Which may explain Nancy's bad experience, as she has an autoimmune disorder, which experts say makes her a poor candidate for the procedure. She says the technician who did her procedure did not ask about her health history.
Once you have a bad experience, you do more research. I thought I had done adequate research with this process.
As for Nancy's results,
that's the part that I really lost, was right here.
Well, experts say microblading should last at least a year. She said the fuller look didn't last more than a few weeks.
If you look at the brow closely, there's a little bit of stain on the skin. I have to supplement that now with an eyebrow pencil.
So not a happy experience for her, but others have had good results. Now, another big risk with microblading is being allergic to the ink that is used. There have been reports of women having severe swelling and needing an antibiotic to clear up the infection. So at the very least, if you're thinking about having microblading done, make sure the person is legally allowed to do it by having a tattoo permit, as that is the only requirement here in North Carolina.